Good afternoon, everyone. So we have enough strength, so we can start over. Before start, let me just discuss with you few things. First of all, today I'm gonna cover few more, topics, or we can say like in exception handling only. I'm gonna cover few more things. Okay. After that, I'll again go back to my coding way. Okay. So that means I'm gonna cover again one more code for you all because you guys are lagging in a coding stuff basically. So I don't want to make you guys on a loser side. Okay, so it's better to as soon as possible you guys can get into all this stuff. Okay, make your hands dirty in coding. Okay, so that is what my intention is, to prepare you all for your examination as well as for what we can say like uh, for your interview as well. Okay, now let me share my screen and let me start from some where we have actually left. So nothing there. So exception handling, which we need to focus on now. So guys, are you able to see my screen or not? If yes, please do let me know. Okay, if no, then again do let me know. Okay, apart from that, what else I would say? Yes, somebody has responded. Thank you so much for that. Yes, okay, pretty much fine. Now in exception handling, we have covered so far what. So I guess you guys have remembered this screen, like it's error and built-in exception, what all exceptions are there. So those are all I have mentioned here. Now our main job is to know how we can handle all the exceptions which comes in our way. So first of all, let me clear you in one way. Like Python has many built-in exceptions that are raised when our program encounters an error. Okay, so whenever you will get some error, that means you would need to understand like there must be something, some exceptions is being raised. Okay, that you need to understand actually. And when you get that, okay, when I say when you get that, then you have to think about it, which exception it is and how I'm gonna handle. So when these exception occurs, the Python interpreter stops the whatever flow it is continuing. Means it is gonna stop the current process actually, and then it passes it to the calling process. And maybe you can assume there is a one function, inside there is another function, inside there is another function. Let's say inside one function you got some exception. Now it will pass to the uppermost upper exception, or maybe function. There you have handled it, no, then it will again come back from the loop and it will again go to the outer function. Then again it will see whether somewhere you guys are handling this or not. No, if it is not, then it will go to the outermost function, and again it will look into whether you guys are handling here or not. If not, then your entire program will crash. Okay, so that is what there you have to write your exception actually, how exactly you are going to handle. So to handle that, we can do what? We can basically handle in a both sorry, not to say both way, but yeah, we can handle both built-in and user defined exception in Python using try, except, finally statement. So I don't know how many of you are quite aware about these, but yeah, I'm pretty much sure you guys have learned about, you might have encountered this terminology, try, except, finally. I don't know how many of you have accepted that, but yeah, that is there. So that is why I keep on saying at least you should aware about what all terminology sir is using, what all things he is gonna cover. So we should be able to understand at least what he is trying to explain. Okay, so yes, well, what I would say is, now after that you have how to catch exceptions. If you found any exception, how you are gonna catch. So as I said, you will catch using try, except, and all. Now in try, except, we need to handle it using either try, either except, or maybe combination of both. Okay, so that you need to understand how exactly you are gonna do that. Okay, so that's what. Give me a moment. Sorry, guys. Uh, yes. So I was saying like we need to know first of all how exactly we can handle entire thing using try statement. Then we have to know that the operation which are responsible. First of all, you need to know the root cause of any exception. Okay, if you will track down that, then it would be quite easier for you to know like how to handle it. Okay, so it's always better to track down your all exception. Okay, so when I say track down, that means you need to understand first what is the reason behind this particular exception. Okay, and to be honest, how you are gonna deal this. Okay, so first of all, you should aware about the operation which all are responsible to raise an exception should placed inside the try block. Okay, and then the code which is going to handle your entire exception is written inside the except. Okay, that means now you guys are going for imagination, and you must have visualized this kind of thing. There is one try block, another one is except block. So in try block we have to mention something, what all responsible reasons to raise an exception, that is there in the try block, and when we are trying to handle it, that need to be placed in a except block. So in this manner you guys should be able to understand what exactly, where exactly we have to write, and how we can handle this. Okay, so uh, so guys, that means you should be able to you should be able to track down first of all what all things to be placed inside the try block, and then you should be able to place what all things need to be written to handle the particular exception, basically the code behind. Okay, basically the code behind the exception, or basically you can say like to handle the exception, all the code which are responsible to that need to be placed inside the except block. Guys, if I'm not mistaken, you guys are able to visualize that. Is it what? Because I'm getting visualization kind of thing. Okay, so I'm getting visualization where I can say like there is one try block here, another one is here, our except block. In try block, what all reason behind that, what all occurring my exception, that is needs to be placed in a try block, and some code I have written on my except block where I am trying to handle that exception. Okay, now with this I guess everybody fine so far. If yes, then please do let me know so that we can move further. Okay, apart from that we have few more things. Let me go to that. I have one basic, you can say like it's a kind of code which which makes you quite easier to understand all this stuff which I was talking about. Yes, so let me just go back. Let me copy this entire code and go back to my, you know what, my code, sorry, my Jupyter notebook, so that you guys would be able to understand. So in Jupyter notebook, I do remember I was covering you this positive. Okay, prime number is positive or not. Okay, fine, fair enough. Now let me write here the topic name is exception handling, and I'm gonna write like this. Okay, now here you guys can look here. I have imported this, that is nothing but the system package, and then random list I have created where I have, one is character, another one is what, integer. Now I am just trying to write it like for value, okay, in random list, means for all the value which are present in my random list, try. I wanted to print actually. Okay, so first of all I have printed. So if I will just print, then I won't get any error. Okay, then what I'm trying to ask is I want to divide by 1. So the basically why we are getting this kind of thing is, see, 1 divided by 0, you very well know, like there is one exception which is pretty much famous, you already aware, divide by 0 is not possible, that's what you will get. Okay, so who is making sounds, guys? Please keep yourself in a mute, it is better for me. Now apart from that, okay, suppose I'm going to do 1 by 2, that is fine, pretty much fine, because you will get result. Now 1 by a, how many of you are able to understand what I will get if I will write like this, and 1 by a, what should be the output? So before placing this, just wanted to I just want you guys to handle this kind of situation, because try exception handling we will do later on, but before that you should able to understand the code actually. So first of all, here these things, now I don't want to make it right here, try. Now I wanted to print here what. Now again I will write here print, and I'm gonna write here what, the value, or maybe check. Let's say I'm gonna write. Now here what we are trying to do is what we will get by if we will run this. Okay, let me see. First of all, you get what, value error. Value error, what value error did you get? Why we got value error? In value literal for integer with base 10, that means it is not trying to accept a, because that is the string, you already aware about it, that is why it is keeping one thing, value error. Okay, now I guess this defines you what exactly you guys want to hear, is why we are getting this value error. Now apart from that, if I will remove a, guys please keep yourself in a mute, otherwise I need to go and make mute all. Okay, fine, then please. Okay, yes. Now guys, and just give a glimpse on it. Suppose instead of a, because I, due to a I am getting value error. Okay, now let me remove this a. Now how many of you are saying we will get error, how many are saying we will not get error? I want response on my chat box. I want response right away, guys, please. So it's pretty much simple. How many of you are saying like we will get any error here? No one is trying to, somehow, I don't know why you guys are not taking it seriously. Yes, we get error. Thank you so much, 528. Yes. Who else are going to attempt this? Now, 528, thank you so much for that. But again, I want what error do we get? Just tell me what error do we get? Guys, I don't know how many of you are, how many of you are actually listening to me. Out of 60 students, okay, great. 528, thank you so much. Again, you have responded me. Apart from that, I just wanted to understand what is making an issue to all you all. What is creating an issue? Because it's just a for loop, nothing else apart from for loop. So guys, I'm not able to understand what exactly do you guys want. Guys, please. Okay, wow, thank god, finally I got, all of a sudden I got almost 3 4 responses, and out of that there is one response which is perfect. No, not one, two responses which are perfectly fine. So you guys are absolutely correct. There is zero division error. Exactly, that is what I wanted to hear you all. That is why I was taking some time to uh, at least I should give a chance to you all, so that everybody should able to tell me what exactly the error. So thank you so much, 520 and 558. Thank you so much. Yes, you are absolutely correct, because if I will run this, look at here zero division error I would be getting. Okay, guys, now let me remove zero. Do you think we will get any error? How many of you are thinking like we will get error? Okay, how many of you are saying like we will not get any error? Mm-hmm. I'm getting responses, which is fine. Okay, 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 fine. Thank you, guys. I'm getting good responses from you all. Thank you so much for that. Yes, absolutely correct. Okay, yes, fine. Yes. So far I have received 6 responses. We did not get any error, no error, no error. Okay. Okay, what would be the output? Just a guess. Okay. Now, if there is no error, now this one makes good topic actually. Now tell me what would be the output? If there is no error, then what would be the output? Okay, fine. Many of them are saying exactly right. Thank you. But still, I need more answers. Guys, I need more answers. Okay, yeah. Now this is fine. Now let me check. Yes. So, at least you guys are able to understand the logic behind the code, and you would be able to, figure it out what exactly the output. So that is also, one way I can say like you are also that, if you are able to do that, that means you are in a good position. And if somebody is not able to do this thing, this normal thing, and that means they have to learn quite a lot. Okay, so guys, I don't know but how to say this, but I have figured out few roll numbers who are very active in my class, and I literally saying I wanted to do something for them, and let's see how exactly it works out. But yeah, there are few people who are every day I used to get at least one response from them, and that is not only the response, they used to send a correct output as well. So thank you so much for that. And I don't know how many of you, if you will carefully listen my all the videos, then you would be able to understand to whom I am talking about, who all are those people. Okay, so that is why I keep on saying from the beginning, like you guys should be, if you will participate on my class, then at least you would be able to understand my class. And even though I know like there are many of you who do not speak much, but yeah, you guys are getting my points, so that is also enough for me. Because see, end of the story is what you should be able to understand everything. That's it. That is what I want. Okay, so yes, apart from that, let me just work out what exactly we were talking about is, how do we handle that. So I have written some few lines of a code. If you will just look into that, then you would be able to understand what exactly I'm trying to handle, what exactly I'm trying to do here. Okay, so guys, just I don't know how many of you would be able to do this, but yeah, you guys should able to correlate now, because you guys have got what, two different type of exceptions. Now in two different type of exception, what all exception you have written? Divide by zero and value error. Okay, now here if you will just look into my code, what all things I have mentioned. Guys, I just wanted to hear from you all. Do you think we will get two two exceptions here? How many of you are thinking we will get? Now let me, till this point everybody would be able to understand. I am pretty much aware about now. Now after this I have written what I am trying to catch my exception. So first of all, I have mentioned in my definition, you should write the code which occurs or which causes exceptions. Okay, so here you can say this code is creating an exception. So this basically code. Okay, so I have written inside the try block. Now in except block, how do I am going to handle this? So here I have used this, in system file we have this exec info, which automatically picks up and tells which exception is corresponding to what. Okay, so that means you would be able to understand easily So you can see here, let me run this, then you will be able to understand what all exception we are getting. Yes, now look, we are getting this value. Okay, and the value is as nothing but this val. Okay, now how exactly this code runs? First of all, it will print the value is. Okay, it will go like this. Now after that it will go to here. Now here it is, exception has occurred. Now once exception has occurred, it will go back to the accept, and in accept what is going to look, oh, and then this particular line will give you class and value error, this tuple basically. Okay, and that will say occurred. Okay, so basically it will throw you an name of the exception. Okay, now after that the value is, after that once you get the value is what, so after next value it will again go to the this. So guys, please keep yourself in a mute. It is for me also it is good actually. Okay, now second time when it, the value is what, the value is 0. So first time the value is what, a, second time the value is what, 0. Okay, yeah, you can see here second time the value is 0. What exception we got when the value is 0? It's a 0 division error. Oh, and in the first, value error. That is what we used to get in my first previous code. Okay, and the next time when it found 2, then it is able to see the value is 2, that is the power of the 2 is 0.05. Okay, so that's what entirely you can say, like how exactly we can write the code inside the try block, inside the except block. So I have done nothing. Okay, so basically you can say I have done nothing here. Okay guys, I hope this clears you all. Okay, now how do I say like this clears you all? Because if you guys will come up by by giving me an acknowledgement, sir, we are able to understand, then that is fine. Otherwise I need to stuck here and I need to keep on saying how exactly we are doing this sort of code. Now apart from that, we have also one more thing. So I don't know, means how many of you observed that this accept class is what? Guys, anybody can have any guess? Can anybody having any guess? Yes, I got some responses. Yeah, somebody has said, can you please repeat the question? Now, here what I'm saying, like, guys, I don't know whether you have observed this. So in Python, generally everything inherits from its base class. Okay, when I say inherits from the base class, basically my means inheritance. So Here if you will see, except is nothing but it is being used and it is being inherited from its base class basically. So except base class is what? Everything is being comes into the exception. Okay, so that means we have a base class which is nothing but the exceptions. So same code I'm gonna write now, and instead of now you can see here, instead of this, how do we inherit base class? Guys, please remember my topic actually, which I was covered you long back. Inheritance. How exactly you will inherit? How will you use base class basically? So generally, suppose I have given you one example. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, I have given one example where I have human class I have created basically. So which is nothing but the human class, and then I have created some class with the name of what? Basically, it's a feature. Anyway, means let me call it as an some feature. Yes. So basically, it is nothing but the let's say base class is this. So how will you use that? How will you think about it? So let me say my child class is uh, ch1. Okay, and now I wanted to use my base class. Then how I am going to use this? Guys, please, do you remember? How do we rename it? So we should be write it as human as h. So here basically except you should be right here exception as e. Okay, now when you write this, you should be right like this, and here you should mention e, and then you just need to mention here class instead of, because maybe sometimes what happens, generally we used to forget what exactly we need to write. Maybe you forget somehow somewhere you must have forgotten the library which you need to import, or maybe the function which we are trying to use. Then instead of this, you can just give a name exception as e, and then you can just try to use that particular class like this. So now let me run. See, exactly same answers I am getting, exactly the same output I am getting. What I have done just little modification on my code. Okay, hope this makes you much more clear. Okay, if yes, then let us move on to the next. Okay, so let me go back to my slides. Yes, now, so here clearly I have mentioned here what exactly except exception as e. Oh, yep, this one. So same way I have done for you all. Now, in exception handling, suppose we want to catch specific exceptions in Python. Okay, so far what all things we have learned. So we have learned how do we handle all the exceptions, but we haven't mentioned any specific exception in except clause. Guys, are you getting my point? So basically what is that? nowhere I have mentioned any specific exception name, or maybe you can say any specific exception in my except clause, or maybe except block. Okay, so we can specify that. Okay, so basically when we try to specify that which exception and except clause should catch. Okay, so if we will specify somewhere in the catch, or maybe somewhere in exception except, then we would be particularly that particular exception we are gonna catch. Okay, so though you can write any exception in except clause, that is also fine, but if you wanted to specify particular exception, then you can specify that. So now a try clause can have any number of except clause. Okay, are you getting my point? So if you will write one try and you can write multiple except in one try, you can write multiple except. Maybe you have written one kind of exception in one except, then another two different kind of exception in another except, or maybe in similar manner you must have 4 5 except. Okay, and inside that you have specified all the exceptions basically. Okay, now what happens here is a try clause can have any number of except clause to handle different exception. However, only one will be executed in case an exception occurs. So you guys don't think about, like, if I will specify all the exception in my except block, then if I will get different exception, I if I will want to execute all the exception at once, that is not at all possible. So that is why I have clearly mentioned here only one will be executed if at all you found any exception error. Okay, so how do we specify that? So here I have specified try, and inside try I have mentioned pass, where exactly you can write some code. Basically, when I say try, inside that some code, that means the code which is going to create an exception, or maybe you can say, or we can say, the code which is going to raise an exception. Basically the problem, basically the root cause behind that exception is to be written on try block. Now first of all I am trying to handle it using value error, so I am trying to write except value error. Okay, and here I should write one liner or two liner. Okay, now another except I have taken created inside the try block, that is, and that is gonna handle multiple exceptions. So maybe type error, zero division error, these two can be handled. Another except where I just want all rest of the exception can be handled through this. So that is how my coding flows. Okay, so basically you can see here I have used one try block and one try, and I have used multiple except. So guys, I don't know how many of you are able to catch this or not, but I was just trying to explain you any number of you can have any number of except clause for one try block. That's what I'm trying to say, but you cannot have, or basically you can send a vice versa is not there. So guys, so far do you feel any doubt, anything which comes in your mind? Please to let me know. Anyone, any doubt, anything? No? If you will say no, then you will be in trouble. Okay, somebody has said something. Okay, great. So you guys are saying like there is nothing like that. Now, so if you do not have any sort of issue, then let me go back to my slide, sorry, my Jupyter notebook, and let me ask you one question. I wanted to find factorial of a number. I wanted to write code to get the factorial of any number. So basically you can say I want I want to take input from my user, and I want to get the output as a factorial. Yeah, don't worry guys, I'm sharing. Just wait for a while, I'm gonna share my screen. So here what my question is, again I can say here coding example, another example. So guys, please, if I have covered so many coding, that means it somewhere somebody will ask you these kind of coding. Now coding example. Okay, now here what I'm trying to say is, find the factorial of a number can be anything, maybe user can give, or maybe at the runtime you can ask. Now let me just write a code in the way you guys, suppose I just gave this problem to you all, how exactly you will attempt it. So always try to take some number. Let's say number, I have taken 5. I want 5 factorial, let's say. So I have just given. Now I have to declare one variable which is nothing but the fact 1, and then I can write some condition. Now I'm gonna write if my num is less than, let's say, 0, then what should be the output? Anyone? No factorial for a negative number. Guys, are you getting my point? That's true. That's a fact. Now, in the same manner, let me write this thing. L if, okay, else if what is the possibility? My num is equal to 0, let's say. My num is equal to 0. Now, what would be the print? Factorial plus 0 is what? It is what? It is 1. Guys, where are you? Are you guys sleeping or not? Are you guys literally sleeping? So we can say the factorial of 0 is 1. That's it. That is what you need to write. Now, main thing is, if these two values are not there, then what we need to write? Else part. In else part, we need to specify everything. So everything, when I say I need factorial 5, factorial of 5, all factorials basically. So I will write here for I, oh, sorry, for I in range, what would be the range value? So do you know what would be the range value? Can be 1, 2, num, which is 5 plus 1. Okay. Now my factorial, how are you going to calculate your factorial? So my factorial is basically, you are gonna write like this. Factorial should be written as like this. My fact value should be equal to fact into my I. And now I'm gonna write here print. And I should write here the factorial of let me write here num is what would be the output? Fact, I guess. Yes, right. Guys, think about it, how simple this code looks like. just give a moment, and you can see like I have written just one line for entire thing, or two line, basically this two line. How do you calculate your factorial 5? 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. That is how you are going to calculate. So guys, what is an issue? Think about it, guys. I don't know why you guys are not applying your brain. Everybody knows 120. You don't need to share about 120. What I'm trying to say is you have to just code for two lines. That's it. So from 1 to till this point basically, and then you have to just write whatever value you will get, you have to write like this. So first time you will get 1, here the value is 1. 1 into 1 you would be get 1. Okay, in fact. Now next time there would be the value is what? 2. 2 into what is the number value? 1 plus 1, yani 2 into 4. Basically we will get like this. Let me run this, let me see. So you can see factorial of 5 is 120. Now again, instead of 5, let me just write 10. You can see like 10 is this much. Now here the point is why I have mentioned 1 and 1. Instead of this, if you would like, maybe you guys are thinking over, and you guys are thinking like, no, sir is taking this, I don't want to take that. So you can start this with 0, and you can write like this. Do you think it will work? Anyone? Look, because you are trying to start it from 0. So that is why if somebody is thinking in that manner, please don't think. Okay, otherwise I might have also mentioned this. Okay, let me run once again and let me see what exactly the output. So basically, if you always look into a smaller number, because it would be easier for you to track down. Okay, guys, anyone having any question, anything? No, nothing. Anyone, any question, any doubt? Do let me know. No questions so far. Okay, still if you guys have any issue, any doubt, any question, please always ping me on my mobile number, or maybe on my mail id. And truly speaking, I would be much more reachable on my mail. Okay, you may find me on my WhatsApp, but yeah, truly speaking, there I am a passive kind of customer. So okay, so it's always good to write a mail to ask anything. Okay, and make a habit of that. If you will start doing this from the now onwards, when you will reach out, or maybe when you will get your offer letter and you will go to the office, then on the very day one you have to write your mail. You have to start working on the mail, and it's better always make some practice before get into the job. Okay, so guys, this is what I wanted to cover for today. And thank you so much for listening to me. Okay, thank you guys, thank you everyone. Good day, bye bye, we'll meet you tomorrow.